Hello and welcome to Fire of Learning. In this video we're going to be looking at some famous NTJs, INTJs and ENTJs to examine how these types tend to function in a wide variety of fields and, through this, highlight their strengths and abilities. So without further ado, let's get into it. Science, technology, and math. NTJs, utilizing their NI and TE functions, are quite active within each of these fields, drawing together abstract concepts and filtering out unnecessary data. And having the know-how to exert their ideas on the external world with evidence-based decision-making makes them a formidable force within these fields. Isaac Newton, INTJ. Isaac Newton was a 17th century English physicist, mathematician, astronomer, and a bit of an inventor as well. Newton achieved a great number of things throughout his life. In his early 20s, he invented calculus. He contributed significantly to the field of optics with a telescope he invented and his work with light, and his famous book, Principia Mathematica, gave us important concepts in the field of physics such as the laws of motion and universal gravitation. Nikola Tesla, INTJ. Nikola Tesla was a Serbian-born immigrant to the United States. He was a considerably skilled inventor and engineer and operated with a focus on the future of mankind. He is best known for his work with alternating currents, though dedicated significant time and study to X-ray imaging and mechanical generators. Carl Sagan, ENTJ. Carl Sagan was a 20th century Jewish-American astrophysicist and general scientist who is best remembered for his attempts to popularize science to the common people, through a wide variety of books and his famous TV series Cosmos. He was more than just an edutainer, however. He contributed significantly to the field of astrobiology, focusing on finding extraterrestrial life, and in fact helped assemble the Voyager Golden Record and other physical messages sent into space. Stephen Hawking, INTJ. Stephen Hawking is an English physicist and mathematician. Despite suffering from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, he has not only endured, but continued to contribute significantly to the field of science and mathematics. He is known primarily for the Penrose-Hawking singularity theorems, his hypothesis that black holes emit radiation, appropriately named Hawking radiation, and was the first to theorize a connection between general relativity and quantum mechanics. Elon Musk, INTJ. Elon Musk is a South African-born inventor, engineer, and business magnate known for working within the field of business and technology to confront some very considerable issues regarding the positives and negatives of mankind. Some of his most famous companies are SpaceX, SolarCity, and Tesla. Many of his personal and company goals include reducing climate change, reducing the possibility of human extinction, colonizing space, and inventing futuristic technologies such as self-automated cars and asteroid mining. Politics, economics, and philosophy. NTJs have made a considerable impact in each of these fields and with their TE function have often made progress in enacting them in the real world. Napoleon Bonaparte, ENTJ. Napoleon Bonaparte was a Corsican-born French revolutionary general who rose to, eventually becoming Emperor of France, and expanding his empire across much of Europe. He was renowned for his tactical ability both at home, in politics, and in the battlefield, overwhelming the other major powers of Europe and even after having been exiled after defeat, escaping and making a return for a short period of time as emperor until his eventual defeat at the Battle of Waterloo. Julius Caesar, ENTJ. Julius Caesar was a Roman politician and general. Caesar is remembered for his conquests in Gaul, modern-day France, in which he brutally subjugated the region and later moved on to invade other territories such as Britannia. Later, Caesar entered into a civil war with Rome involving a breakdown of his own political alliances and defeated his rivals, leaving his power and position unchecked. Though the Senate stabbed him to death for this, his actions would have a permanent effect, and his adopted son, Augustus Caesar, would become the first emperor of Rome, marking the beginning of the Roman Empire, which was a transition from the Roman Republic. Friedrich Nietzsche, INTJ. Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philosopher working largely with the idea of Christian morality in his response to the fact that nihilism resulted from his belief in the death of God. Nietzsche, common to contrary belief, was not himself a nihilist, and his philosophy centered largely around becoming Übermenschen and overcoming nihilism, by becoming the ideal people of a new society, one which was essentially atheistic and focused on the potential of the individual. Aristotle, ENTJ. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher, scientist, and polymath, and a student of Plato. His work, though not all of it was exactly accurate, is still pertinent to this day, and it encompassed physics, philosophy, biology, music and arts, politics, and linguistics, and more. He furthermore had the very notable role of being the teacher of the son of Philip of Macedon, who would go on to become Alexander the Great, another ENTJ. Ayn Rand, INTJ. Ayn Rand was a Jewish Russian-American writer and philosopher. She is best known as a radical capitalist and a proponent of anarcho-capitalism, and for her books The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged. She also developed a philosophical system called objectivism, which essentially states that reality exists independent of consciousness, which is in contradiction, in fact, with other philosophical positions such as solipsism. Vladimir Lenin, INTJ. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, known as Lenin, was a Russian communist revolutionary who played a key role in the Russian Civil War and was the head of the Russian government from 1917 to 1924. He was responsible for the creation of the Soviet Union, turning Russia into a single-party communist state under a philosophy known as Marxist-Leninism. Though his philosophy was intended for Russia to gradually decentralize and become a stateless society, his successors, namely Joseph Stalin, who was, by the way, an Entj, solidified the power of the Soviet state and government. John Maynard Keynes, Intj. John Maynard Keynes was a British economist whose ideas went on to become Keynesian economics, an economic school of thought. His ideas were centered around his notion that, even though he believed capitalism to be an effective system, that government intervention was at times necessary to prevent against unemployment and economic depressions, and his ideas have been utilized by most capitalist societies within the past century. Art and culture. NTJs have also played a significant role in the history of arts and culture in the past and in the modern day. Patrick Stewart, Intj. Sir Patrick Stewart is an English award-winning actor who has played a wide variety of roles, from Captain Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek The Next Generation to Professor X of the X-Men movie series, as well as other roles such as The Christmas Carol, and a voice actor for many shows and video games, including American Dad. In 2010, he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. Jodie Foster, Intj. Jodie Foster is an award-winning American actress who has played in a number of roles, including the movie Contact, Silence of the Lambs, and various others. George Clooney, Entj. George Clooney is an American actor known for his roles in movies such as Ocean's 11 and Monuments Men. Colin Firth, Intj. Colin Firth is an English actor known for playing in many roles, including, most notably, his role as King George in The King's Speech. Roger Waters, Intj. Roger Waters is an English musician best known for his participation in the English rock band Pink Floyd. So there you have it, a list of some, but certainly not all, NTJs who have made and are making notable contributions to our society. For more videos like this and videos on many other subjects, be sure to check out Fire Learning and subscribe. Thank you for watching.